As a comedian, an actor, a writer, producer, and now director, Amy Poehler is a woman of many talents. She's in conversation with our Luke Burbank.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler has been on some of comedy's biggest stages.
Wow, thank you so much.
And has delivered some truly memorable lines.
I haven't really been following the controversy over Zero Dark 30, but when it comes to torture, I trust the lady who spent 3 years married to James Cameron.
But before all that, of course, she was just a kid, the child of 2 public school teachers in Burlington, Massachusetts, who couldn't quite put her finger on it, but knew there was something she liked about making people laugh.
How big of a deal was being funny to you when you were a kid? Like, was that part of your personality?
That's a deep question, Luke. Yeah, I did like the feeling of knowing I could make people laugh, or if I tried to be funny, it would work. Sometimes I didn't try, and I got laughs, and that was sad. Those were sad days.
Mostly, though, the laughs Poehler got were intentional, especially as she honed her comedic chops. First, in Boston, where she attended college.
Not Harvard. People should know that.
You know that it was Harvard when the people don't clarify.
Yeah, people from
if
Harvard
people
like
say,
to say,
I went to school in Boston, it's probably Harvard.
It's Harvard, but it wasn't Harvard. It was Harvard Plus. It was the more fancier Harvard.
And then in Chicago, where she joined the legendary Second City improv troupe, and later
we're desperate for help this summer.
Co-founded Upright Citizens Brigade.
Okay, says here you were a dancer. Were these national tours?
No, they were strip clubs. I put down dancing because I thought it sounded better.
I see.
And it was in Chicago where Poehler met a young Tina Fey, whom she connected with instantly, and then reconnected with a few years later at Saturday Night Live.
What's the difference between a hockey mom and a pit bull?
Lipstick.
Lipstick.
There you go.
I loved the people, most importantly, but I also loved the skills I learned in terms of letting things go, fighting for things.
One time I drank a ton of Mountain Dew, and I stayed up all night, and then I was like, oh, what a beautiful morning! Oh, what a beautiful day!
It's like an emergency room. You feel really excited that you survived it.
My ears are ringing.
And you also might die if you're there too long.
This is my last show, and it is
Not
an amazing
wanting to die,
experience
Poehler left SNL after 8 seasons to play the role that may very well end up defining her career, Leslie Knope.
As a private citizen, I have personally patronized each and every one of your establishments.
I've never seen you buy a salad at Sue's Salads.
It's because I don't hate myself, Tanya. I'm sorry. I know I should be chasing your vote, but I stand behind my decision to avoid salad and other disgusting things.
Knope could have been just another 2-dimensional sitcom character.
Oh, ice cream sandwich taste test.
But Poehler and the show's writers managed to do something pretty remarkable with Leslie Knope. They created an entire approach to life.
This is a whole thing
Yeah.
that a lot of people, particularly women, see as a way of viewing their world and their existence.
Yeah, I think what she represented was this person in a job that felt like it had a low ceiling, but she had a lot of big hopes and dreams, and she was trying to figure out how to work the system or have the system work for her without losing her sense of joy, spirit, without it crushing her.
While Hollywood can have a crushing effect on many people, particularly women, Poehler has found a way to thrive and grow into an influential producer in her own right.
You ever watch like nature documentaries and magpies grab shiny things to build a nest? That's what I've done here.
Inside her production office, she showed us some of the mementos she's accumulated over the years.
This was the Pawnee seal that was on set and behind Leslie's desk, and I stole it, and now I put it behind my desk.
And this is your real desk where you actually produce things for your production company, Paper Kite.
Yeah.
Do you ever like look back at the Pawnee seal and think like, let me try to channel that optimism or energy or whatever it is that Leslie had?
It's nice to have it behind me because I worked with it behind me for so long, so many years.
I think it's interesting too that this is your
I really didn't clean up my
day
desk
planner?
for this. Okay.
Because I mean, this is amazing that you're still using.
You're not allowed to look at that.
Okay.
Along with producing a variety of projects, Poehler also directs, including, most recently, Lucy and Desi, a documentary about the famous couple.
And the only reason I Love Lucy exists is because they wanted to be together so they could have a family and make the marriage work. So they made this show, and now the rest of the universe has it, and they never got what they wanted.
Lucy strongly believed that she shouldn't be labeled a genius because she works really hard and worked really hard at her craft. I think that not enough women are called geniuses. I think that that word is thrown around a lot, but it's often not given to women as much. So I like to call Lucy a genius, even though I know she would hate it.
Do you feel like there are some parallels between your career and her career?
I feel very connected to what I believe she was feeling or going through. How do I balance work and family? How do I take advantage of my currency and my opportunity? How do I amplify voices? How do I take up space in the room? All that kind of stuff that Lucy had to deal with 50 years before I did, or women like me.
Media profiles of Poehler often focus on her role as a woman in the comedy world. And as our interview drew to a close, there was just one more question I had to get answered.
But they asked me to not ask about this, but I can't let this go.
So you're, okay, but just pausing.
I'm
so
going
they
right
asked
here.
you not to ask.
Yes, and I'm going
That's
to anyway.
interesting. This is telling me more about you, Luke.
Are men funny?
Yeah, they're getting there. And I'm proud of them. That's what I want to say to all the men right now. I'm really, really proud of you. Good job, buddy.